first one was put together in 1957 at Zwickau in East Germany. It took a lot of people to make a Trabant, but since they weren't paid anything much, it didn't matter. There were to be more than 3 million Trabbies, mostly in boring beiges, greys and blues. But when the last one appeared, ending almost a century of car manufacturing at Zwickau and throwing 9,000 people out of work, it was painted pink. The Trabant was always a bit of a joke. But supposing it wasn't, after all, the worst car in the world, supposing it succeeded in doing things that Western manufacturers are trying to do now. Among the Ferraris and the Jaguars, which this British company owns, it's invested just over £1,000 in a Trabant. The company is run by Nick Mason, who was once a drummer with Pink Floyd. He's a racing enthusiast, and he hasn't brought his Trabant for fun. He thinks it's a classic.
Simplicity is all important. As soon as things get very complicated, the cars may look wonderful at the motor show, but of course they're extremely difficult to operate, and they can break down more easily, or if they do break down, they're more difficult to fix, and so they have a limited life on that basis. And I think all the great designers thinking of, people like Bugatti, the cars may look elegant and be elaborate in that respect, but actually generally the engineering is relatively simple.
And yet it was light, effective and cheap to run, all qualities which car designers strive for now. It also had a long life. More than half the Trabants built over the last 35 years are still on the road. Its simple design makes it durable and reliable and keeps maintenance costs low. Today's manufacturers also strive to keep design simple. The Trabie has a lightweight composite body made of resin and fabric waste like old shirts. It weighs just 390 kilos. The car of the future will also be built of modern composites which offer lightness and strength. The Trabie engine is small and surprisingly efficient, and like some of the engines now being designed, it's a two-stroke. The Ford Motor Company is developing its own two-stroke engine with modern computer technology. It'll be clean and economical, and it'll avoid the pollution, which is one of the Trabie's main characteristics, caused by the mixing of fuel and air.
The Trabant has very good fuel economy, and that's one of the features of two-stroke that attracts us. We're looking to improve fuel economy. What we're trying to do here is to enhance the good features of the two-stroke engine, apply modern technology to it to get rid of the bad features, and that really, if we can do that, opens up the door to different exterior designs, more flexibility inside the car to make them roomier inside the car, and maybe even smaller cars with smaller turning circles that are going to fit into sort of crowded town environment, perhaps better than vehicles do today.
I enjoy the journey to work in this car more than I do when I drive in my Metro. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll take the Metro, but it's a lot more fun in this. More people make sort of gestures to you when you're driving around in a Trabant as well. Meet people by a Trabant, I suppose you could say.
It's an unlikely apotheosis. After 34 years of being the poorest of poor men's cars, an embarrassment even to their owners, the Trabant, on the last day of its life, is being reborn as something people drive for enjoyment.